What up? Thanks for clicking this video, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. I've got some good things coming your way. Hey guys, it's Nurse Cindy. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I wanted to go over a new recipe that I'm trying because I have been getting into other alternatives to rice. We know that rice is tasty, and in the Haitian culture, rice is life. You eat rice with chicken, beef stew, you put rice in your soup, you eat rice with sauce pois, which is a bean sauce, you eat rice plain. Rice is life, for real. But rice is also a grain that does need to be substituted and moderated or even eliminated from your diet. Being from the Haitian culture, I'm not eliminating it. However, I am finding alternatives and trying them into my recipes to eat those instead of the rice. So today I wanted to go over 3 grains before we get into today's recipe. Okay, so the grains that I wanted to go over today are 3 cereal grains, and they are quinoa, bulgur wheat, and millet. Now, I know a lot of people will be familiar with quinoa. Quinoa is so good, right? You can put it in your salad, you can substitute quinoa in a soup, you can eat quinoa alone, eat it with fish, chicken, poultry. Quinoa is your rice, okay? Now, bulgur wheat is also a cereal grain which is very popular in the Haitian culture. We call it blé. Blé, I did not like eating growing up. I didn't even want to try it, okay? Because it just looked different. And you know, as a kid, you're picky, and I was really picky when it came to food. But today, this is what's going to be the star of our dish, okay? Lastly, here is millet. Millet is a cereal grain popular in the Mediterranean culture, and it is also a good alternative to rice. Now, all of these grains together are packed with fiber, protein, vitamins, minerals, good things for your body. So you're not missing out. You get to eat good and treat your body well at the same time. So let's get into today's recipe. So today I'm going to go back to my childhood and appreciate what I didn't appreciate back then, and that is bulgur wheat. Now I was thinking, what can I pair with the bulgur wheat, right? I'm trying to moderate how much chicken and fish, and honestly, I haven't been eating meat. So right now it's chicken and fish. I'm trying to moderate what I eat, right? So today's meal is gonna be vegetarian. So we are not doing any meat. But what is going to be a challenge today is making these collard greens that I'm going to pair with the bulgur wheat. We know that collard greens are typically smoked, right? The flavor is smoky, has nice acid, a little bit of spice. But how am I going to accomplish making my collard greens smoky today? Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, let's get into the ingredients for today's meal. Let's start with the collard greens. I'm going to keep it very simple. However, we're going to taste and build flavor, all right? First, we have the collard greens. These are chopped and washed. And I have some minced garlic. This is about 1.5 tablespoons of minced garlic. I have here some épices. Épices is going to be discussed in another video. However, this is an essential Haitian marinade, spice mix. We love it, okay? Makes our food flavorful, alrighty? I have half of a yellow onion diced. I have some distilled white vinegar, and I have some liquid smoke, and this is what's going to give us that smoky flavor in our collard greens. Also have some crushed red pepper. You can omit this and not add it into your collard greens if you're not a fan of spice. I am a little sensitive to spice, but I love a little kick of it in my food, right? And lastly is going to be vegetable stock. I'm going to use about 1 carton of vegetable stocks, about 32 ounces, and I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of water, okay? And then that is going to allow our collard greens to stew, get us a nice sauce or gravy, if you wanna call it, to pour over our bulgur wheat. Alrighty, for the bulgur wheat, we are going to be using about 1.5 cups of bulgur wheat, right? Also, we're gonna use some avocado oil. This is about 1.5 tablespoons of avocado oil. I have some épices. I'm going to only use 1 tablespoon of épices, and that's just to give our bulgur wheat some flavor. And then I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of butter just to make it a little soft, right? Now with the bulgur wheat, you don't need to put too much into it because bulgur wheat is going to be the base of our meal and all of our flavor is going to be coming from that collard greens. So without further delay, let's get cooking. Okay, so I've preheated the pans a bit. I have them at about medium low, so I'm going to put them up to medium. I'm going to keep this pan here on low, as low as it can go, because this is going to be the pan for the bulgur wheat. Now I'm going to start with the collard greens because I want to slow cook the collard greens in order for all the flavors to mix in and for it to be absorbed in the greens, right? So we're gonna start with some oil. Just gonna put about a tablespoon of oil. And this here is avocado oil. We're gonna put some épices. That's the sound that you want to hear. We're gonna put our onions in there. I'm gonna saute this a bit. Put our garlic. Let me tell you, a base is very important. It's very important to have a good base to your dish. And this smells so fragrant. We're not even done yet. I'm gonna take this tablespoon, sorry, that's all right, teaspoon of butter. Mix that in there. So we're just going to soften the onion before we add the greens. Notice I have not added any salt yet. So we'll let that go for about a minute. Here I have a little over 2 cups of vegetable stock. I'm gonna pour that into here and then we're going to put the greens in there. Now it's important to taste because you can measure how much of the salt that you'll need. Pink Himalayan salt. Now salt you have to eyeball, especially when it comes in the grinder like that. I think we're good. Now, why is it that I put the liquid in the pan first? It's because I'm going to cover the greens with some more liquid. I wanted to make sure that I had a very good base for my collard greens. Now here I'm just mixing in the collard greens. Then I'm going to add the rest of my liquid. Half a cup of water. Another cup of vegetable stock. To make a total of about 3 cups of vegetable stock. Half a cup of water. We're going to let this simmer on medium. But before I go ahead and cover our pot, we're going to sprinkle in some red pepper flakes. Put as much as you desire. We're going to put about a teaspoon of vinegar. We're going to throw in some black pepper. And then lastly, we have to put in some adobo. Now this here is going to be about 1.5 tablespoons of adobo. So I'm just going to mix these in. It smells so good already. That's good. I'm gonna put in some of our liquid smoke. Liquid smoke does not have any salt, so that's good. This is what's going to give us our smoky flavor, as if we've been stewing these greens with some smoked meat. We're just gonna cover this on medium low. Here you can see that the greens have started to boil up, and we don't want to leave it on a boil, at least not a high boil. So I'm going to bring the temperature down to about medium low, and we're going to cover it up. Now we really need to get into our bulgur wheat. I'm going to put in some avocado oil. This is 1.5 tablespoons of avocado oil. And going to have to put what? My épices. So our oil is hot. We fried up our épices, which is going to be the base. So we brought our pan up to high, and we're going to add our 1.5 cups of water. We're gonna mix that in. Make sure we have all of our bulgur wheat in here. I'm gonna bring it down to medium. Low, that's about level 3 on my stove. We're gonna cover it and let that cook for about 10 minutes. Look at that, guys. The bulgur wheat is done. I've turned off the heat and I have started fluffing it already. And as you can see, this is ready. So good. All right, let's check on our greens. When I tell you this place smells so good, because you can smell the greens, you can smell the smoky flavor that's in there. I cannot wait to plate this. I'm gonna take my little spoon here because I want to taste it. You guys can see the color. Good, guys. Just gonna taste it. Always taste your food, y'all. Even if it's just you eating it. Because when you are making food for someone else, wow. Wow. So good. My God. Alrighty, guys, the collard greens are done. So is the bulgur wheat. So I'm going to plate this meal because the aroma is calling my name. I have to sit down and eat this. Now, if you guys do go ahead and try this recipe, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications if you like, because there will be a new recipe next week. Thank you for tuning in and see you next time.